Mr. Courtney for 5 minutes for questions.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Guthrie, and thank you, Mr. Scott. Ms. Stewart, congratulations on your confirmation or nomination for the position. Again, I think it's a great agency, and as your testimony indicated, there's a lot of incredibly cost-effective, wonderful things that are happening all across the country. Again, just to sort of set the context here, President Trump just signed the 2018 Omnibus on March 23rd, and again, that budget actually boosted funding for AmeriCorps from $1.03 billion in 2017 to $1.06 billion, which, again, I think it's important to note the budget when it started in terms of what was submitted by the White House in May of 2017 actually only had funding to eliminate the agency. So I point that out at the outset because it really shows there was actually a very strong bipartisan vote of confidence in the program in terms of not a large increase, but certainly a signal that we want good, safe, effective programs to continue. And again, I think your stewardship should also feel that you're part of that vote of confidence. Again, unfortunately, the 2019 budget, which was submitted, also has sort of a small amount just to eliminate the agency. Is that correct?
Yeah. It is correct. Having said that, as you've pointed out, the corporation enjoys very significant bipartisan support. And my commitment to the president is that I will endeavor to be an excellent steward of taxpayer money, to resolve management issues that have been pending over a period of time, and also ensure that the fantastic work being done on the ground by our volunteers and service members is aligned with the priorities of the president, which are in many ways y'all's priorities as well in terms of helping with opioid prevention, disaster recovery, economic opportunities, helping our veterans. So there is fantastic bipartisan support for the work of the corporation.
And again, there's a number of us that want to help you in your mission. Again, in Eastern Connecticut, which we'd love to have you come up and visit, we've had a Jumpstart program helping early childhood centers throughout Eastern Connecticut using, really enthusiastic, great kids from the University of Connecticut and Eastern Connecticut State University, basically providing free personnel to make sure kids are school ready at Head Start programs and other early childhood centers that are there. The charisma that college-age kids have with youngsters is really an amazing thing to see. And again, thousands of kids have benefited from that. Food Share, which again is a program that provides feeding programs during the summer in conjunction with the school district, has also really provided an essential avenue for nutrition for young kids. Again, all done very safely, with vetting to make sure that the people who are there, and again, there's never been an issue or a problem. But the program I wanted to highlight, again, I had a picture up on the screen there, I don't know, we lost it a minute ago, is the Senior Corps program in Eastern Connecticut, which started a movement of veterans coffee houses throughout Eastern Connecticut, which is the most rural, sparsely populated part of the state. That's a picture up in Danielson, Connecticut, which is one of the first veterans coffee house sites, which the Senior Corps kicked off. They are now totally independent and functioning. They meet on a weekly basis. Again, it's an opportunity for veterans to learn about access to different VA benefits. Hearing aids, frankly, has been the number one uptake. And again, the access to those services would not exist if it was not for the Senior Corps. Our next slide shows a thank you luncheon that we had for the veterans volunteers, which really run and operate the program with, again, minimal staffing from Senior Corps. And the last slide, which is, again, Paul Boyer, who's a World War II veteran, 90-year-old, highly decorated World War II veteran who shows up faithfully at every single one of these coffee houses and is there to encourage. So I just, again, would encourage you to come on out and get out there, and we would love to have you up in Connecticut. We have real life examples of the importance and value that the taxpayer gets from these programs, and certainly for the people that it served. And with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
I thank gentlemen for yielding back. I now recognize Mr. Wahlberg of Michigan, 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Ms. Stewart, thank you for being here. And the pictures we just saw up are evidence of some good things taking place, meeting needs, and I think that indicates why a hearing like this is so important.